Hello and welcome to Coastal Crafts. So I'm on with a quick Crafter's Companion haul because yes, I'm weak and I went back and I got some more stuff in the sale before it finished. But a lot of this actually a clearance as well, and the clearance section is still going. So yeah, if you want to pop onto Crafter's Companion, have a look at what they're selling off. Over £20 they seem to ship for nothing. So yeah, all good. I'm not a member, so I didn't get any extra discounts. I'm sure if you were a member you'd get additional discount. Oh, the cat's outside and wants to come in, must let him in. So I mentioned that I got some other dies for this set, and I also mentioned that I picked up the matching stamps to go with it. So these Sheena Douglas Sheena Douglas kind of alchemy set. And I said, I'm, you know, being a scientist and that being quite a thing in our family, I was quite tempted by it all, and I'm going to make a journal from it, some kind of quite sort of sciencey, I don't know, alchemy, magical almost journal. I will do something like that. Anyway, I've got the dies for these ones of foliage, so I have cut some of them out using the die, and you can see how really well the die is cut out. That's kind of what drew me in. The die is cut out really delicately without leaving that white line around the outside. I didn't do it very well on this test tube, but yeah, so you can have a test tube and you can have little plants inside, and then obviously the test tube can sit inside the test tube holder. It actually slots in properly. So yeah, anyway, with these stamps and dies, I'm going to try and create something, and I will show you what I create with all of that. But those dies that went with that were £1. So, you know, worth getting for £1, I felt. But then it sort of made me buy more things, as you do. So I thought this one, matching stamp and die. I've never had anything really from the Diamond Press range. I thought I'll give it a go. And inside you get a little stamp, which I believe is an acrylic stamp. I'm not a big fan of acrylic stamps, but with a stamping tool, they stamp out okay. And then the matching die, which is what drew me in, because I thought it'd be nice to have a matching stamp and die. And I do make quite a few thank you cards, because there's always a purpose for a thank you card. So there you go. And it was kind of, it wasn't a plain piece of paper, it was a pattern paper. That's why you see the extra bits on there, but I'm happy with how that stamps and cuts out. I think that will look nice on the thank you card. And that one was £1.99, so that's fine. For that price, I'm happy to give that a go. So this one is one of the Diesire Edgeables, and I thought, oh, that looks really pretty. I've never used kind of an edgeable sort of die, so I wasn't really sure where to go with it. You can see I've tried it out a few times, that's why all the bits are still in there, but you can kind of see there's some birds there and a heart in the middle. Quite pretty and delicate, but as I say, it's not something that I've really used much before, so I need to get a bit of inspiration on how you use these edgeable dies. I'll show you what I have done in a second, because I've used a few things together just to have a bit of a go, because I like to try stuff out when I get it. And that one, sorry, I'm being so slow on this one. Edgeables, £3 it says. So for that price, I thought that's okay to give it a go. Anyway, what more you can say on that one? This one, when I saw it online, I thought, oh, that's, you know, a really big size. And then when it came, it's actually much smaller than I imagined. But actually that's a better thing, because it fits on a card much better. So it's a perfect size for a card. But if you would say scrapbooking, which I do use words in scrapbooking, it might be too small depending on how you wanted to do it. But it's actually very pretty once it cuts out. So I cut it out in this glitter. I'll show you close up on my hand. My hands always look awful. And yeah, there it is. I think that's really pretty. Very ornate. Not sure it's obvious that it says love, but I'm sure anyone would catch the drift on that one. From this rustic wedding collection from old Sarah. She's Sarah Davy, whatever her name is. How much was that love one? £2.50. I do like my word dies, so I'm always happy to pick those ones up. This is another Sarah Davies one. You see, I've got lots of dies. I go through moments where I'm like, no, I've got too many dies. So I'm good about not buying them. And then other moments where I'm just like, I love dies and I buy loads. As I say, I do like my sewing stuff, and I didn't buy these first time round, and then when I went back I was like, oh, they're so pretty, I want them. And yeah, they're a good size for a card, I would say. They're not big, but they're, you know, just right for a card. And I think they cut out really nicely, actually. I think that sewing machine, I sort of bent it. That's just me bending it on the card accidentally with my finger or whatever. But I like the way it embosses this little detail here. And it's just really fragile, isn't it, with a needle. So I really like that die. And you also get the, just got it in the spool, and the cotton, you know, cotton reel, and a thimble. I never got into wearing thimbles, just never found it very comfortable. So yeah, aren't they cute? I really like that set, and that was £3.50. And I think this is the last die set that I picked up, which, oh, hello, I'm always knocking you, terrible at this. The Sheena Douglas In Full Bloom, Perfect Partners, Sumptuous Swirls. And I was there thinking, oh, I've not got many swirly fancy ones, so it would be quite useful to add to my stash. And that one was going for, don't know whether you're interested in the prices. It seems to take me such a long time to work it out, £2.50. And when I saw them, I thought, oh, they just look a bit generic. But actually, I cut them out, and I do really like them. I think that's really pretty. And I've seen some cards where they've been put underneath flower ones, because they're not ones that like match stamps. They go with some flower stamps. They're actually really beautiful. And then they had the flowers on top and these swirls coming out underneath. I thought that's really pretty. So I do really like those. And I did order another set, but it was out of stock. Dysire Classics Metal Die Rosevine, which would have been really pretty. So I was quite sad that it was out of stock, and they don't tell you till it comes. There we go. So I also got, on top of the dies, in addition to the dies, I was talking about how I really wanted the Tea Party one, the vintage Tea Party one. And then when I went back on, I was still like, oh no, I'm not sure if I want that one. And then I saw this one. It was only £3 because it was a 6x6 pad. And I thought, oh, that's a bit different. And actually now I've got it. That's a wedding one. I really like it. It's just a bit different from what I've already got. I would have liked it actually in the 12x12, but I think they only had the 6x6 being sold off. I just think it's really pretty. It's not, you know, it is wedding, but it's also something that doesn't need to be wedding at all. And it's kind of different from stuff I've got. I don't really have much in that kind of brown hues. So yeah, I like that. 48 pages, so you get a good wad of stuff. So what I've used, or what I've made using these bits, was just I had a quick go. So the papers on the back, that's that new paper pad that I've got. I can't remember if this one is. I think that's a different paper pad, but there's that Edgeables die cut in there, and there's that Love die. That looks really nice the way it's on there. So yeah, just kind of playing around with that. I think that looks quite cute. I don't know, tell me what you think. Who knows where I'm going with all this. And then before I jabber on for too long, the last thing that I picked up, so the paper pad I said was £3, didn't I? Checking that I'm telling you the truth. Yes, was another one of these MDF shapes, because I was really impressed with the last one that I got. I haven't used it yet, but I was impressed with it. So I saw this deco board one, which was £1.50. But when I got it, I wasn't quite so sure. But it was there to make sort of wooden signs. It's going to be hard to show you. I'm going to have to show it to you sideways. So you get this as like backing pieces, and then these bits go on top, and you sort of slot them all together. So, you know, paint them, decoupage them, whatever you want to do, and then kind of put them together to make a bit of a sign that you'd hang up. So I'm not sure so much when I look at it. I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know how that's going to look when it's all put together, but I will definitely give it a go, and I'm sure it'll be fun to play around with, whether or not it looks quite how I had envisaged in my mind. Anyway, that's my quick yes, that was £1.50, didn't I? There's my quick Crafters Companion sale haul, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye.